Hey, it's Frank here with 4D Honeybee, and we're going to check on this once struggling hive, now absolutely booming. So this is the hive where I showed up a week ago to do a mite treatment, and I found brood in the upper box, but I have a queen excluder, which should be blocking that box. So after a week of thought, I got to think the most likely scenario is that the queen has made her way through the excluder up into the top box to lay, but I got to make sure about that today. If I go in today, when I go in today, I'm going to inspect that top box really closely for a queen. If I don't find a queen, I'm going to assume that it's the queen that's down in the bottom that's laying. The queen is marked in that hive, so she's really easy to spot. But anyway, I got to figure out if there's one queen or two queens in there. If there's one queen, I'll probably just remove that queen excluder because it ain't working. And then I'll remove the mite treatment. I'm going to really suit up today because bees hate it when they got the mite treatments on and you open their box. I hate the mite treatments in general, but hopefully we'll check for a nice mite drop. And 7 days after I initiated the treatment, so now's the perfect time. 18 degrees out, which is 64 Fahrenheit. It's a fantastic day for bees. Thanks for joining me at 4D Honeybee. Just take a look at the bee activity here. It's pretty good. Always show you in tight camera angles and pictures, but never kind of show the above image. Hopefully you can see all those bees coming and going. They get airborne, they do kind of a little semicircle over the hive, and then they take off. And of course you got a whole bunch of incoming bees as well. I'm going to remove that goldenrod that's sitting there in front of the hive there, because that's just getting in their way. The other hive looks really good too. Looks like I'm heading into fall with two good strong hives now. Just got to work out what's happening in that hive because I've got a queen going through the excluder or two queens in there. Let's find out. So again, trying to determine if there's a queen in the upper box. So I've got to really do a slow, painstaking inspection here. Look, because it's early morning, you can see, well, it's not really early morning, it's kind of noon. You can see the dew on the box already. A couple of cold, really cold nights here. So they're starting to deal with moisture already. Look at how subdued they are right now. Really happy with how my my homegrown feed turned out. Look at these bees starting to come out. Good number up here. The amount of activity at the front of this box, I'll just show you a quick look, is the most I've ever seen. It's September 21, and this hive was struggling badly, 3 weeks ago, or maybe a month ago. Close to a month ago is when I requeened it. I squished the queen and put a new queen in there, and so far it looks like she's doing pretty amazing. So looking for the queen on this top box. Maybe you can see a previous video where I always say this and I never find her, and last time I came out I did find the queen on this inner lid. Don't see a queen now. Okay, so you see a good kind of center mass right here of bees. That tells me there's probably brood on these 4 frames, and if there is a queen up here, she might be in this vicinity. Let's have a look. Again, I'm going to try to make this a very methodical inspection because I really need to know how brood got up in this top box. Like I said, most likely I think it's probably the queen got around the excluder, but who knows? These bees are pretty amazing critters. If you haven't figured that from my videos, telling you now. Okay, what do we got for sun? Sun's over here. Let's bring the box over here and just look for the queen. Here's an outside frame that they're filling with honey. Just a honey frame here. Not many bees on there. I like to pull 2 frames out and leave them outside of the box. Gives me room to work inside the box. Let's see what we're going here. Mostly a nectar frame. Looking for a queen on here, and I do not see her. Not many bees on this frame either. Look at that bee on my glove. I wonder if it's looking for a place to sting. They will sting through these gloves, even though they are beekeepers' gloves. Doesn't hurt as much. You probably don't get as much venom going into you, but it's part of the game. So far, they're very well behaved. You can see down below there, you can see the mite treatment, the mite away quick strip. I'll pull those off today. But usually bees are not happy when they've got those mite strips on. They're pretty intrusive things. Okay, let's see what we got going here. Okay, here is a frame just primed for laying. Easy now, what's going on there? A bee caught in my glove. That's why I don't like using gloves. It's just putting honey and nectar in at the top. So this could be a frame for the queen to lay in. She would lay in the middle and work her way out. They would surround the middle with honey and pollen to feed the brood. Let's take a look at this frame. You can see the bigger holes at the bottom, the bigger comb. That's for drones. If they laid eggs in there, they would probably be making drones. Which I don't think they're going to be doing much of this late in the season. As a matter of fact, I saw them starting to kill drones, because they will get them all out of their hives. Okay, next 3 frames should be really interesting. I'm not going to try not to smoke them, even though there's a lot of bees on here. They are really, really well behaved right now. So let's just try and keep that going. Okay. This side is exactly the same. You see how there's brood on the outside that's still capped? That's just hatching out. The brood has hatched out from the inside, and now on this one too, they're filling it with honey. So again, looking for a queen here. Now the queen that I put in the bottom box is marked. So if she has snuck up in here, and if she's up here now, I should be able to find her easily enough. Had a good year for spotting queens, I gotta say. I'm usually the first one to admit I'm not good at spotting queens, but this year I have been good at it. So that's me patting me in the back. Okay, let's see what this next frame's got. Not much. Looks like they're just filling out this frame right now. Yeah, they're just starting to fill this frame. Look for the queen on here. She could easily lay in here. They're just building it out. And this is why I've got to start feeding these bees very soon, because they still have some comb to draw out. My original plan was to reduce this to a 1-frame box. Sorry, a 1-box hive. Just the lower brood body box. So they're just drawing this frame out. This is nice. It wasn't anywhere near as drawn out a week ago. Okay, next 2 frames are going to be pretty telling. I think we're going to find some more brood. It's heavy. Oh, another heavy, heavy frame. Loaded with brood. Look at this. Wow. Again, loaded with brood, I mean, frames can be more loaded than this. And there's the queen. There's the queen right on the bottom. Look at that. There she is. You see her? I have 2 queens. Oh my goodness. Take a look at this queen right here. Right there. You see her? I have 2 queens in this box. Holy smokes. Getting a little antsy, so I'm keeping her close to the box. So we can get her on the GoPro there nice and close. Definitely a queen bee right there. And on the other side. There she is. Where is she? Okay, so I have 2 queens. So what in the world do I do now? Well, I think, I don't know. Do I just keep them like this? Do I definitely need to get help from a mentor here because I've never experienced this before. Never had a hive do such funky things and then end up producing 2 queens. So I'm going to take this top box off now that I know conclusively that there's a queen up here. And I'm going to remove the mite treatments. I'll have a look down below because I did look down below and I did spot the other queen. But to be able to do that all in one video is kind of appealing. So, 2 queens. Went from no queens to 2 queens. Crazy. Okay, so I'm just going to move this box off, remove the mite treatment, and then check out the queen in the bottom box. Because I got 2 of them. Okay, so you can see how the pads have just essentially shrunken, right? And again, the packaging says, and I have done this in the past, you can leave the mite treatment on, but I like to get rid of it. It's done its work. We'll quickly check the bottom here as well. Again, remember I said bees just don't like when they have the mite treatment on, so be prepared to smoke. Got a really good friend, D-Stick 1, who's just providing me excellent information from the land down under. He's just starting to head into spring now in Australia, and he has become a really good supporter in the sense that he provides me really good information, really you know, honest and pleasant to deal with. So Dave, shout out to you. I appreciate all your help. And really that's what this channel is all about. I'm new at this. I've been doing it for 6 years, but I still consider myself a rookie beekeeper. And I learn from myself every time I come out here. And then I learn a lot from positive posts that I get and comments that I get as well. So it's education that goes both ways. If you have a good attitude about it and you're open to it, I'm very welcoming to your input. So again, just an outside frame that's being filled with honey. Now that I know there's 2 queens in this hive, they're still laying well, but it might just be that they're wrapping up their brood rearing and switching really soon to just loading up on honey. So I'm going to start feeding them very soon. I don't want to feed them too soon because I don't want them to fill all the cells that could have brood in it with nectar and honey, sugar water. So here's brood. It's being hatched out. Brood on the second frame. That's on the outside too of the second frame. Look at that. There's brood here that's hatched out, and there's brood on this side. When I checked this box last, I think there was brood on 8 out of 10 frames. So this is Queen Elizabeth. The queen I spotted above is Queen Elizabeth II. So Queen Elizabeth I down here has just exploded with brood laying, which is fantastic because you can see the numbers are pretty decent now. And they may still get 1 round of brood laid and hatched. I just don't know if I should be separating these now or leaving them together or what. Look at that frame. What a beautiful frame of bees. And again, this is just recently hatched out again, because you see the brood around the outside and the empty middle, where they're just cleaning out the frames where the young ones have hatched. See, same on this side. Let's take a look for the queen here. You know what? Another thing I want to mention is part of what's going into my decision making on this hive is that I requeen this hive, so I know there's a marked queen in there, right? So I know the queen I saw up in that top box is not the queen. So the queen excluder has worked. It's kept the queens apart, and they've shared a hive. How that queen got in here, well, that's the stuff of Mother Nature, right? Again, just looks like this one is hatched out as well, and they're just starting to fill it up with pollen. And there's the queen. There's Queen Elizabeth the First. Gosh, look at her. She's gorgeous. Here she is right here. See her right next to that shadow, just above the shadow, blue dot heading up towards the top of the frame. What a gorgeous queen. Wow. Okay, so get this back in there. Protect this queen with another frame. And what the heck do I do now? I've got two queens in two boxes. I've got the queen excluder between them, which is great, but are these bees getting along? Is the top colony only using the top entrance that I have? I don't know. That is something that I need to get advice on. Either way, I'm going to start feeding these guys soon, but I don't know if the entire, will the bottom colony, will Queen Elizabeth I get food if I use a top hive feeder? Wow, just curveballs keep coming when you're beekeeping. It's part of the fun, it's part of the challenge, it's part of what drives you crazy. And just going to drop down these bees a bit, put this top box on, and look for some advice. Like I say, I will contact my mentor. I will contact the local bee society as well. They've got good mentorship. And I'm looking forward to your comments. What do? I've got Queen Elizabeth I and Queen Elizabeth II, both sharing a 2-bedroom flat in London. No, in Markham, Ontario. And I don't know how to manage them from here on into winter. It's all about survival, right? Making sure these colonies survive and continue to populate. So let me know what you think. I'm wrapping it up if you can't tell. And thanks for joining me at 4D Honeybee.